Video kali ini akan menjadi salah satu video yang spesial buat saya karena saya akan membahas tentang salah satu series yang mungkin tidak banyak orang bicarakan tapi merupakan salah satu series yang terkenal diadaptasi dari novel yang berjudul sama. Jadi saya akan ngomongin tentang Reacher.
You have any thoughts on dessert?
Jadi Reacher ini adalah salah satu serial aksi thriller yang diadaptasi dari buku novel yang berjudul Jack Reacher yang ditulis dan diciptakan oleh Lee Child. Nah, karakter utamanya yang bernama Jack Reacher itu adalah seorang mantan polisi militer yang hidup sebagai pengembara tanpa rumah, tanpa barang bawaan, dan tanpa tujuan tetap selain mencari kebenaran dan menegakkan keadilan dengan caranya sendiri. Serial ini pertama kali tayang pada tahun 2022 dengan Alan Ritchson yang ditunjuk sebagai aktor utamanya yang memerankan karakter Jack Reacher. Ini beda dengan versi adaptasi sebelumnya yang disajikan dalam format film yang dibintangi oleh Tom Cruise. Versi serial yang satu ini justru jauh lebih setia dengan karakternya yang ada di buku novelnya, terutama dalam hal fisik dan kepribadian dari Reacher itu sendiri, di mana dia digambarkan sebagai seorang pria yang bertubuh besar, cerdas, dan tidak kenal takut. Jadi Jack Reacher ini sebenarnya adalah bukan tipikal pahlawan yang biasa-biasa aja. Dia bukan polisi, bukan detektif resmi, dan dia juga tidak memiliki kehidupan yang stabil. Tapi naluri militernya, kecerdasannya, serta kemampuannya dalam bertarung itu membuatnya menjadi ancaman besar bagi para penjahat. Gaya hidupnya yang nomaden juga memberikan daya tarik tersendiri karena dia selalu bergerak dari satu tempat ke tempat yang lainnya, lalu menyelesaikan kasus kemudian menghilang. Serial Reacher sendiri memang dikenal karena adegan aksinya yang cukup brutal, namun tetap terasa realistik. Tidak seperti kebanyakan cerita-cerita aksi yang penuh dengan efek-efek yang berlebihan. Serial ini justru menyajikan pertarungan yang efisien dan juga cukup efektif, sesuai dengan gaya bertarung seorang mantan polisi militer yang memang sudah terlatih. Dan setiap musim dari Reacher ini berfokus kepada satu buku dari serial novel Jack Reacher. Alur ceritanya juga penuh dengan misteri, investigasi, dan kejutan yang membuat penonton itu bakal terus penasaran. Nah, kebetulan saya sangat bersyukur dan merasa sangat terhormat karena telah diberikan kesempatan oleh Prime Video untuk bisa berbicara, untuk bisa ngobrol langsung dengan kreator dari Jack Reacher yang adalah Mr. Lee Child.
It's your strength against mine.
Easy.
Sorry.
Hi, sir.
Hi.
My name is Eka, and I'm from Indonesia. I run a YouTube channel, and it's an honor for me to talk with you as the creator of the Reacher series. I have watched season 3, and I think it's an awesome show. You all did an amazing job, so thank you for that.
Well, thank you for saying so. Thank you for the kind words.
So let me ask you some question. For the first, I have watched season 3, and I noticed that Alan Ritchson brings even more depth to Reacher this time around. And as an executive producer, what were some of the key aspects you wanted him to emphasize in this season?
I found that the best way to do it is to pick the right guy at the beginning. I put all my effort into choosing the people on the show, and especially the main character. Casting Reacher was critical, obviously, because he carries the entire show. And so the choice of Alan was really important, and I felt that we got it exactly right. I think he was the perfect actor to play Reacher. And then I find personally the best way to approach it is just to say to him, you got it. You do what you think is right. And that gives him the confidence to express himself rather than be micromanaged or directed too much by me. And so the strengths that we see in season 3 are Alan's strengths. He is a very intelligent actor. He's a very capable actor, both verbally, emotionally, and of course, physically. And so it's giving him the ball and letting him run with it. And I'm really happy with the way that he does that.
Yeah, that's why I think Alan Ritchson is the perfect actor for this series. And I absolutely agree with that. So now that you've seen season 3 fully realized on screen, is there anything that turned out even better than you initially imagined?
There's a lot of it better than I initially wrote it. I mean, it's amazing to me because in order to end, if you got a book and then you've got a TV show, and in order to translate one thing into the other thing, really everything has to change in order for it to feel the same. And so the skill of the writers in adapting it, I thought was fantastic. And there would be new lines written because maybe they had to change something or cut something, and they would have to explain that with a different line. And I would get really annoyed. They were doing it better than I could have done it. And they put in things that were better than I put in the book. And to me, that was kind of a sign of how good the show is. So yeah, I think they did a fantastic job. And it feels exactly like the book, even though the process is completely different.
I've been watching it, and I feel like each season of Reacher has a distinct thematic focus. Season 1 was about revenge. Season 2 about brotherhood. And what do you see as the defining theme of the season 3?
I think it is an emotional concern that he stumbles into a situation where he puts himself in terrible danger in order to help somebody else who is in even worse danger. And so it is that sense of taking somebody under your wing, even though it's going to cost you, even though it's dangerous for you. And I think that is a universal human feeling. We would all do that if we could. We would all help somebody out. We would all protect somebody if we could. And that is the joy of watching Reacher, because he can do it. He can do it for real. And so it is that feeling of helping that we see in season 3. Somebody is looking after somebody else. And I think that is a very deeply satisfying feeling for people.
I have a plan.
Undercover informant? Mr. Reacher. The record.
One of the strengths of the Reacher stories is how they reflect real-world issues. From your perspective, sir, what elements of season 3 feel most relevant to today's world?
Well, what we see in season 3 is we got a bunch of bad guys who are being manipulated by even worse guys. And so, in a sense, the bad guys are getting liberated too. If Reacher takes out the really bad guys, then the rest of the cast is free. The rest of the people are free. And so I think that's what we see, that evil always starts from the top, and if you can cut it off there, then the rest of the population breathes a sigh of relief and is happy.
Welcome to the team, Reacher. I'm in.
Where do you see this show heading next? Are there specific Reacher books that you think are a perfect fit for future season?
You know, the way that has worked out is fascinating, because it's very similar to how I choose what to write about next. I never have a plan. I never have a feeling of, yeah, we'll do this next and then that and then the other thing. I just do what I feel at the moment. And in a way, that's how we've chosen the seasons. And so for future seasons, we will just make decisions based on how we feel. What do we want to do? Which of the books do we feel like doing now? And so it's going to be fairly random. It's going to be whatever we feel like doing at the time. And so, as you say, there are a lot of books to choose from. Yeah. It would be great if we could make them all. But let's say we have to pick and choose amongst them. We can just do whatever we want. It's like you go to a buffet and there's a whole bunch of desserts. Which one do you want? You don't really have a system. You don't really have a science to it. You just go for whichever one looks good.
With the success of this series, have you ever considered expanding the Reacher universe into other formats, such as an animated series or video games or even a spin-off?
Well, you know, there is a spin-off going to come with Neely, but as far as the rest of it goes, video games and all that, I'm an old guy. I know nothing about that stuff. And so other people are going to handle that. And yeah, there could be any format. Video games are tough because they change every 5 minutes. You know, what was hot last year is forgotten this year. Video games are very difficult. But I'm sure there will be all kinds of different formats, graphic novels maybe, animations, whatever, all those things that you said. But I'm an old person now, and so that is the next generation's problem, not mine.
Okay, I see. This is maybe the last question from me. Richard never carries a luggage. But if you had to live like him for a month, what are three things you absolutely wouldn't leave behind?
I've tried to do that. I mean, I've never done it for a month, but I've done it for a week or two, and I don't need anything. I mean, you need a little bit of cash in your pocket, and that is really all you need. I once traveled all over the American West with nothing except a pocket full of cash. And I did what Reacher does, buys new clothes here and there, throws the old ones away, sleep in cheap motels. It is very tiring. I think people don't understand how tiring it is when you don't have a permanent base, but it's absolutely possible.
Okay, yeah, I think so. But I really appreciate this conversation. Wishing you all the best, sir, and I can't wait for what next in Richard series. So thank you from me from Indonesia, and I hope we'll see you soon again. Thank you, sir. Terima kasih.
Thank you. I hope to see you for season 4. It's been a pleasure.
Nah, seperti itulah obrolan saya dengan Mr. Lee Child, sebuah kehormatan dan kebanggaan tersendiri karena saya bisa berbicara langsung dengan orang yang menciptakan karakter Jack Reacher dan juga menjadi eksekutif produser dari serial ini. Dan adaptasi serial yang satu ini sebenarnya, adaptasi buku novel yang satu ini sebenarnya mendapatkan pujian yang cukup banyak karena selalu setia dengan sumber novel aslinya, karena diawasi langsung juga sendiri sama Mr. Lee Child yang langsung bertindak sebagai eksekutif produsernya. Ada banyak dialog, adegan-adegan yang juga diambil langsung dari buku novelnya, yang tentu saja memberikan kepuasan tersendiri bagi para penggemar novel Jack Reacher itu sendiri. Jadi kalau misalnya kalian suka dengan cerita aksi thriller yang cerdas, penuh misteri, dengan karakter utama yang badass tapi tetap manusiawi, maka Reacher adalah tontonan yang wajib untuk kalian ikuti. Plotnya cukup kuat, aksinya memukau, dan karakternya memang benar-benar menarik. Serial ini juga pada akhirnya berhasil membawa pengalaman membaca novel ke dalam layar yang memang cukup baik. Jadi jangan lupa kalau misalnya kalian mengikuti serial yang satu ini, yang sudah ada 2 season, season 3-nya akan segera dirilis di Prime Video. Dan karena saya sudah menyaksikannya, maka saya ingin memberitahu bahwa season ketiga adalah sebuah serial yang awesome. Bagaimana menurut kalian tentang franchise yang satu ini? Silahkan tuliskan di kolom komentar di bawah. Saya pengen tahu pendapat kalian. Terima kasih sudah menonton. It's time for me to sign out. My name is Eka. Stay safe and until next time.